Baja, a land of untamed beauty, where the desert meets the sea, where the sun burns the earth and the wind carves the land. This place is wild, raw, breathtaking, and unforgiving. For motorcycle riders, Baja is more than just a place, it's a proving ground. The legendary Baja 1000 pushes men and machines to their limits, 1,000 miles of sand, rock, heat, and exhaustion. Not everyone will race Baja, but every rider who sets foot in this desert understands the battle. The ride itself is the test. For 7 days we ride, from Cabo San Lucas to Ensenada, 11 men pushing through the dust, the heat, the unknown. This is adventure at its rawest. But it's more than just the ride, it's a mission, a challenge for something greater. We ride for a purpose, to raise funds for Trailhead International, building churches in developing countries. Make no mistake, Baja does not give passage freely. This land is alive and it does not welcome intruders. The sand shifts beneath you, swallowing your tires. The rocks lie in wait, ready to snap metal and bone. The hills rise like giants, daring you to climb. Out here, it feels as if the desert itself is watching, waiting. One by one, it tries to take us out. Every mile, a new test. Every turn, a new threat. This is what we came for. The challenge, the struggle, the ride. Ride Extreme Baja. Survive the desert. Change the world. Welcome to Baja.
Day 4 starts in San Ignacio with lunch in Guerrero Negro and a hard-earned finish in Bahía de Los Ángeles.
Look at Cooper giving me the Go Longhorn sign there. That is so awesome. Yeah, well, yeah. It looks like this. Let me just tell you, it looks like this. I go, Cooper, hook 'em horns. And he goes, hook 'em on. Your dad's going to see that one day. It won't be today.
Wow.
And he'll be so upset. So upset.
You paid how much for 4 years at A&M?
Hey.
You know, bad things can happen for a reason for me. It got a lot of attention, right? I got to raise some, it seems like I got to raise some money over my wreck, but certainly people were like, you're how old and you did what? You're an accountant and you were where? I don't know. You get to tell your story. You walk around with a sling. What happened to you? I didn't see the other guy. You know, whatever the bid is, people do. Right. But you get to talk about it. Say, hey, Trailhead board member, raising money, doing Lord's work. I'm gonna build some churches. Yeah, so it was a good experience for me from that way.
Joe is also high up on the totem pole. He is kind of an oil and gas man, meaning as far as he does sell gas.
Yes.
At the local racetrack.
Please,
for
sale.
Also candies and drinks and chips if you need those as well.
Just decent.
He will take care of you. He also is planning on riding the TAT with us, which is the ride that goes from Colorado to Oregon on a bike made for a 4-year-old. So we're hoping the suspension holds up. He is planning on maybe putting a can of biscuits in there to kind of hold up the back seat.
Maybe
it'll make it. So we hope to have him make it to the end with both shoulders this time.
Yes.
So today,
I will guarantee it.
We will hear what these guys have to say.
It's a rough looking place.
It's so Mexico. I just love the feel of just these eclectic architecture and all this
no
landscape.
rules.
Yeah,
just
it's
carnage.
laid back.
Always
Yeah.
rules and
Yeah,
just do it. Don't bother me.
yeah.
They had good tires on those. Looking at the rubber on those things, that's pretty good tires we had on those. Other than the zero air pressure and that foam insert, whatever that was.
Which is great because you got on the highway. Then it was pretty sloppy.
Americans, I think, in the hotels are like parents running RV.
Any mile on the pavement is a mile you don't want, to be honest.
And this is San Ignacio.
Yeah. Like 1 mile before we get to the town, the road disappears and turns into just full-on carnage. You remember that? It's like how you can't finish the road.
Oh,
right
oh,
to that town.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody friendly, everybody's waving at us. Did y'all remember these palm trees?
Not. I sort of kind of do after you show them back to us, but that's a lot of palm.
That was kind of an oasis right in the middle of the
That
desert.
is right.
A shock when we drove up to that.
That's
city.
right.
It was not what you would expect.
I thought they were fake palm trees or something.
I'm sure we're gonna go get gas up here somewhere.
Alright, we got gas. There's your RV.
Yeah, there's that guy. We met up with them again at that checkpoint. We come to a checkpoint and they get ran through the ringer. You know, remember we just cruised right on through. I was talking to that guy and it was something like they got scared to take that RV north, so they had flown some other people in to go with them as bodyguards and stuff. And
Wow.
they were interesting.
Poncho's got one thing going. You know, so roll your bike. Keep it going.
Nothing like riding your dirt bike through Baja, Mexico, man. You're just out experiencing the wild blue yonder.
This is getting to the checkpoint. Remember, all the trucks were stopped in a line. There was a line for motorcycles and cars and a line for trucks. And so Poncho's like, yeah, we're gonna just go ahead of all these trucks. I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna go over here and pass all these people.
I got time for all this.
We can slide on right through. Nobody was stopping
Right.
and checking his backpack
Right.
or see if they, you know, that you had anything you shouldn't have.
I'm not sure what I would smuggle in a backpack on the back of an XR 400.
Marijuana,
Like
Yeah.
a handful of
like
it.
the cartel.
A whole
That's how the
handful at a
cartel do
time. Yeah.
This road was a little cool. I don't know, what's that? Was it one of the Terminators where they're somewhere in the desert and the road's going up high, you know, into the altitude or whatever, and you just kind of see forever. And I think this reminded me of that a little bit at one point. And then we're rolling.
In the Terminator?
Yeah, I think so. It might have, yeah, I don't know. It's when they're like trying to get out of town. Storm's coming.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. You didn't say please.
But there you get the view, kind of
Right.
into the distance. Kind of, you know, when you drive through Arizona and New
West Texas
Mexico,
view,
right? Straight, nothing.
That's the road from Alpine to Studi Butte.
Yep. Is it Studi Butte or Study Butte?
I've always said Studi.
Nice road there.
Yeah.
So who lost their chain here?
This is me.
Oh, is this you? I don't remember. Did it fall off on the ground?
No, it stayed on the bike. So yeah, you kind of know it when you're everybody's leaving you. Hey, Where's the shoulder? Well,
6 inches. Right
there's a bunch of rocks, and then you kind of fall off a couple of feet.
Look like 2-3 feet drop off there.
Chain broke.
Yeah, like this is
Chain
crap.
broke.
You know, part of the problem with the chain breaking is it releasing and slapping the motor as it's coming loose. A lot of times it breaks the case because there's so much force going on there.
How fast were you going when it broke?
It was highway. I mean, we're going, I don't know,
50?
50 probably.
You didn't hit a bump? It just
No.
You guys have stopped. We're on the same channel as them.
Amazing that it stayed on. It must have got caught in like your chain guard or something.
Paul, what's your technical assessment situation?
The master link on the chain just broke.
On whose
I
bike?
got jammed up. That's on my bike. Jammed up on the front sprocket. So he has to get it unjammed.
The reality is that my buddy Paul here is such a radical rider that they can't even make a chain to keep up with his style, his riding style.
Wow.
That's how it is.
The hardest part for me was learning what everyone says and is true. If you watch the guys doing the Dakar rally in the sand, you watch these pros doing it in the Baja. When in doubt, you gotta go faster.
Yeah.
Gotta get your weight back, get the weight off the front. And that's hard. When it gets squirrely, it's hard to convince yourself you need more throttle, not less. But some people are better than others. You wanna get good at riding in sand. Go ride it, hate it for days. It's just gonna beat you up, but you just gotta keep riding through it until you get there, until you get better. Man, I was excited. You can watch that on video and see that sand, but until you go get in that sand and learn that not all sand is sand, I know that sounds strange to say, but you get some of that Baja fluffy, flowery sand and it will find you out if your skill level isn't where it needs to be. So right before this, Tim Sahagan, Tim can ride. Tim's one. Some guys you see, you're like, I bet he's like me as far as riding. Gave that dude a nickname, Full Send Tim. That dude can flat out ride.
Well, when you're so good at it, it's hard to for Tim to dial it back, you know? And so he just ramped it through the woods. He
Left,
just
right,
about.
that passing lane just wasn't quite long
exactly.
enough. Boink. Oh, he's in the middle of the road. Boink.
You okay? You okay?
Poor Joe.
He's just getting warmed up here.
The ground's not as soft as Jeff said it would be. The sand still hurts.
Become one. The ones where it goes that way and you go tumble tumble.
Do those knee pads help?
It's okay.
This was
Sandy berm.
sandy.
You kind of left and right. You're swinging both ways.
I think
It's
it's
kind of
fun,
a little fun. I do too.
I wasn't the only one that had to get off on this trip.
Right?
John fell, Brian fell, Joe fell, Gary fell, I fell, Paul didn't, Cooper didn't, you didn't.
I had a small get off, but I mean I was horsing around and dropped my bike.
Mike, did you fall?
The only time I fell is I stopped to take video of Brian falling, and I was laughing so hard, and I had put my kickstand down, and then it sunk, and I was sitting on my bike, and then I fell over with it.
Quick extraction. I crashed again, but I got up before you guys got there. I went off and I went rolling.
And I think it kicked off a tradition too. Like, we want to do big things. We want to keep doing these big things. And hopefully this moves on with this organization after all of us are gone, right? And it moves on to another generation that takes this on. And it's being bold, it's doing big things, and it's getting attention to Trailhead, and that's what it's about.
Okay. Coming up this sandy road, and it's just kind of like up a hill through a gate, and then there's all this trap here. So what happened?
Yeah. So right before this, we're back down the trail, and he's pointing at this dune, unusual structure. He's pointing to go this way. And I did what he said and went the right way, thank God. But as I got up over it, just a bad habit from having a nice BMW bike, I guess, that you can be a little lazy pulling that front brake. It needs a lot of get up and go, this bike does, to get up this hill. So I put the beans to it.
You okay? You okay?
I think he's down for right now.
Coming up the hill, I don't realize on the other side, it's not quite, the descent's more steep than I was expecting. Let's just put it that way. So I panicked, I pulled the front brake, big man go down.
So your wheel locked?
No, I'm airborne, all
You're airborne.
I'm flying, yeah.
So you're over the handlebars?
The bike is in the air, both tires, as I go over, and as it starts to come back, I wasn't expecting what I saw on the other side. I pull the front brake on these big 21-inch tires, whatever these are, and it just locks in air, centrifugal forces, throws me over the handlebars. And I come down, I see the ground coming out, I go to put my hand out, and I decide against it, and you have a millisecond or whatever, pull my hand in like this, something like this. First thing, it hits my head. Fortunately, that's a very nice climb helmet I got on there. It hit my head, and then my shoulder hits. So what happens is, I actually didn't break a bone. What happens is, AC joint, grade 5, I believe it is, smashes my shoulder, drives it in, and my collarbone pops up. And it rips. There's 5 ligaments there, it tears all 5. And so then my collarbone just pushing up against my skin. Grade 6, the only worst one you can get is when that comes through your skin.
Ouch.
And so I think it was weed. Kind of looked under there, and he's no doctor, but I don't think he liked what he saw. A couple of the amount of pain I was in. So yeah, right here, this is...
we kind of thought you'd broken your collarbone. I mean, it's a very common motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
You break your collarbone, you hit the shoulder.
Yeah.
And you were in a lot of pain.
Yeah, I would have been a better injury, I'm told. You'd prefer to break your collarbone than tear those ligaments. It's an easier surgery. It's less time to heal, something like that. But yeah, I didn't know. All I knew right here was I was in a lot of pain.
Right.
I'm actually looking a little better than I think. Pancho, I can't remember at what point he comes up to me. I'll never forget this. Pancho comes up to me and says, "Hey, do you want some morphine?" And I said, I shook my head. I said, "I'm sorry, what'd you say?" He says, "Do you want some morphine?" And I go, "Well, maybe they'll, at the hospital. Yeah, we're getting there, right?" He goes, "No, I have morphine. Would you like some?" And I go, "Well, I've never had morphine in my life, and I don't think out here in the middle of the desert is the first place I should have it." And he's like,
that's
"Oh,
administered too, the syringe, right?"
Yeah, he's ready to get. I go, "How much?" I think I asked him, "How much morphine would you give me?" And he goes, his first reaction was this. He goes, I'm like,
hopefully not enough to kill you.
Yeah. So I declined my first morphine dosage.
You're a big guy.
Yeah.
He got some fentanyl. Please.
Yeah, he kind of puts his thumb at me and kind of like, not about that much.
Yeah.
He's going to take him in an easier route on more like hard pack. Okay. So we'll just follow them.
Okay.
Yeah, well, where he bit it, I don't blame. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like, dude, if I hadn't had it, because I remember somebody told me that there was a hole coming up. So I was on the lookout for it.
Right.
But yeah, that could have killed you.
Except he's not the only one that's ever done that.
And that's your throttle arm, you know?
He had to gut it out for another hour or two.
Well, at least an hour.
Yeah, and he made it sound like, he says, the guys are past us. They were heading on down uphill, you know, as we're going up north. He said, they'll have to turn around. I thought he said only 2.5. And he goes, and they can't get to here.
Right.
So yeah, I said, let's ride. And I said, we can get out. Now the biggest concern I have, I'm not sure when I realize how bad it is, because the pain goes away. I'm like, all right, this is broken. There's worse things. But then I realize it's not. My shoulder's not broken. And then I'm really worried what it is. At some point, I'd realize this is going to be a worse ride than I was expecting. The sand gives me nightmares. Yeah, basically what I found is my shoulder couldn't anchor. I couldn't pick up my arm, or what I did. That's when it's really excruciating. So when I went to go put my hand on throttle, I'd grab my wrist and I'd go put it right there on the throttle, and I kind of drop my elbow and let the weight. Yeah, this is at this point I hadn't been riding very long, I don't believe, but this is when it starts getting bad. And this is when you can get in your own head, because I'm like, man, if I go down again, this could be bad. This is not a half-hour ride, as you recall. Yeah, it was like an hour out of the sand and something like 45 minutes of the pavement. So we're nearly. He just flat out lied to me, which I don't blame him, right?
So get in the city, you go to a hospital. What happens at the hospital?
Yeah, so John Barnes, who obviously fluent in Spanish. This is rather wild. You show up at a hospital like this, and people are surrounding the hospital, waiting to get in. I mean, and I walk up feeling a little guilty, going, "Where's the line? Do I take a number, or how does this work?"
U.S. dollars.
Yeah,
right
U.S.
here.
dollars, and my insurance card. So John Barnes, he speaks the Spanish, and
he knows the system too.
Yeah, he walks up, starts asking what's up, and they bring me right back. Someone asked me, "Did you have a heart attack?" I go, "No." I guess I'm doing this or something.
Did he go, "Well, I did, and you got in front of me."
Yeah. I guess that's maybe that's how I got back so fast. I thought I had a heart attack.
Yeah.
They're like, this guy. So yeah, we get back there. John's translating the whole time. The funny thing is, the doctors are asking me questions, and they're talking in Spanish to me, to John, and John goes, he's listening very intently. Okay. And then John looks at me and starts speaking to me in Spanish. I'm like, "John, you're speaking Spanish." He's like, "Oh yeah." And he starts telling me in English what the guy's saying. He's like, "So your problem with your shoulder is," yeah, it was the most odd x-ray machine I've ever seen in my life. They move you for the x-ray machine. The machine that takes a picture of you doesn't move. It's right here. And you're on this big sled looking thing. You're standing on it. And the whole thing just moves my big old butt all the way. And he's like, "Pick your arm up." I said, "I can't do that." He's like, "Why?" I go, "That's why I'm here, is I can't pick up my arm." He said, "I got it." So he takes a couple pictures. He goes, "But I need your arm bent." I go, "That's all I got, right? Maybe that." And so the doctor at this hospital walks to my side, grabs my wrist, and holds it right here. And he says, "Okay." And they shoot the image. I can see the image on this black and white 1940s TV over here. And I see in the x-ray, my collarbone, this first time I see it, it's like whoosh, up against my skin. I was like, and the other thing I noticed is his hand over the top of my wrist. So this guy just was in the x-ray with me.
Yeah.
So that's dedication, I'll tell you right there. So we determined that day that I can't ride anymore. We talked to a surgeon back home, orthopedic surgeon back in Dallas-Fort Worth, says no. Because I was I thought I could ride, I was feeling better, I had some medicine, and he said no, he knew exactly what it was. He goes, that might come out of your skin. He goes, if you go down, that your collarbone might come out of your skin. I'm like, ooh. That sound good.
Could be
Yeah,
bad.
could be bad. So yeah, our guy Pancho has a friend that has a friend. Come to me, and the first thing they said is, "Hey, we hear you're going home." I said, "Yeah, I need to go home." They said, "We can fly you out," and I go, "Okay, like to where? To San Diego?" He said, "Yeah." I go, "Okay, what airport?" He goes, "There's a little airport over here. There's a grass strip. We can pick you up." He goes, "That's a twin engine." I go, "Really?" And so he offers it to me. I go, "Don't we got to go through a process and file the flight?" You know about. He's like, "Nah, we'll just fly low." I go, "Just fly low?"
We'll dodge the machine guns. It's fine.
He says, "We'll just fly in low into San Diego and we'll put you in that little airport there." I'm like, "Nah, man, let's just drive." So I wish I'd have flown, long story short. Because the drive in this vehicle, whoever this guy was, God bless this guy, he should be in NASCAR. I don't know if there's a NASCAR circuit in Mexico. This guy should be a part of it. And so we're driving all night. I'm not feeling well. Come to find out, I'm been prescribed the wrong medicine and too much of it, so I'm not feeling well. And but so I fall asleep. I hear a knock on the glass, and I look up, and there's a Federale right there, and I'm like, "Where am I? I have no idea where I am." And he goes, "Roll down the window," and I go, "My arm doesn't work," and he can't hear me through the glass. Roll down the window because he knows I'm a gringo. He's speaking English, and I reach over and I don't roll it down, whatever. And he asked me my whole story. I tell him the story. Our stories check out with the driver. Nice kid. And we drive all night, and we get there, Tijuana, right before dawn, and then Pancho's brother, the pastor in San Diego.
Yeah, in San Diego. Yeah.
Yep. He comes and he's there waiting on me.
Wow.
Drives us across, and then the greatest border crossing I've ever seen anyone master. We go, we get in the line, and he's like, "This is no good." I go, "How long is this line gonna take?" He goes, 3 hours. And I go, 3 hours? He's like, "Yeah." So he just starts cutting and waving, very nice. He's like, "Sorry, thank you." And I'm like, "Sorry, thank you." So we get up to the line, and the border patrol, the Americans, see us cutting. They're not happy.
Right.
We're getting some not good looks from these people.
Well, you went in the Sentry line, which is highly illegal.
Yeah. This lady comes up to me and goes, we tell her story. "I'm hurt. What's going on?" And passport and all that stuff. But they were, "If this happens again, you're going to the back of the line." I go, "Deal."
Yeah.
Deal.
Yeah.
If this happens again.
And then you see your doctor, and he says,
"Yeah, I land in Dallas Fort Worth, and I go straight there. I don't even go home." And then we schedule surgery. He bumps a couple of people. He's like, "How bad's the pain?" I go, "It only gets worse every day, but other than that, I'm pretty good." He says, "Okay, I've only done the surgery once." We go, "Okay. Is anybody else in your colleagues done this more?" He goes, "No, they've done it 0. I said, "Okay." They had to stop the surgery. They made the incision. He said he couldn't get my collarbone to stay down. It kept staying up. We had a couple nurses hold your collarbone down because it kept wanting to pop up. So then I drove. While they did that, I took a pin and hammered it, drove a pin in your shoulder. I go, "I have a pin in my shoulder?" He goes, No, I took that out." Okay, good. Because that was news to me. He goes, "No, it worked good."
What, a rubber mallet? You don't need nurses. Just rubber mallet that thing.
Yeah. Put a pin in my shoulder and it helps. It was great. It couldn't be better. It's part of the journey. I'd do it all over again.
If you like this video, click like and subscribe. And I also challenge you to invite 3 friends to also like and watch these videos and connect to what we're doing.
I don't know if he was just having fun or if he had some nice painkillers over there.
Hola!
Let's go! We asked them to take a picture with you today, and they said no. Anyway.